This is the birth of a legacy.
It was very inspiring. No defenders, no crowds.
I mean, it doesn't get any braver than that.
The preamble to legend.
It's the most impressive thing I've ever seen on a basketball court.
I became a true believer.
This is what watching Wilt Chamberlain in person must have felt like.
And I go, who was that?
Remember how he triumphed in the face of great adversity. That's the story of Joel.
Born in Cameroon, Joel Embiid had very high expectations after playing just 1 year at the University of Kansas. Despite a stress fracture in his back, he was the projected #1 pick in the draft and the next great NBA big man.
What makes Joel and Tim Duncan and Hakeem Olajuwon is they all started later in their careers. I think Joel started like 16, so it's like he was creating a basketball laboratory, and essentially he was.
I think it was Wiggins, Jabari, Embiid. It was like, who's going to be the #1 pick? And I was like, Joel Embiid isn't just the #1 pick. He's the #1 pick in anything. I would take him into any sport.
6 days before the draft, Embiid had surgery to repair a broken bone in his right foot. The Sixers took him at #3, and doctors said his injury would keep him sidelined for at least 6 months. And the news shook the sports world to its very core.
Injury reporting doesn't have action. There's no lead, so to speak, on an injury story. But with Embiid, you could find all kinds of ways to tell an injury story, right? Stuff that was relegated to the back of the newspaper was suddenly front page, right? Huge 50-point type, Embiid injured.
News had broke that he had broken his footing. Who knew whether or not he was going to play ever again?
You know, Jesus' first 2 draft picks were, can we stop for a second? Sorry.
Embiid missed the 2014 season, and when his foot failed to heal properly, all appeared to be lost. But through the storm, Joel Embiid's light burned through, with an Instagram video that can only be described as perfect.
Joel Embiid walks onto the court. He turns his back to his trainers. He takes the ball and
Dribbles in, jumps, and he rises as though God himself has reached down and grabbed him by the waist and pulled him towards the heavens. Puts the ball through the leg, dunks it home.
For a guy that big to be that fast, do stuff like that, it's just like...
And it was an Instagram that shook the internet, maybe the whole world, even people who don't have access to Wi-Fi.
In gyms across America, with all eyes on him, except for the eyes of the defender because there were no defenders, the clouds were parted, and we saw the real Joel Embiid.
The skill, the power, the footwork.
Doing the dream shake and Euro step, all in this really short white dude in an empty high school gym.
I mean, this trainer was like 5'9", 5'10", and he was all over Embiid.
But he was owning the guy. His spin moves look great, his jump hooks.
Step back jumper, 2 step back jumpers in a row, 2, count, swish.
He was quick off of the mark. He had very quick feet.
I've never seen somebody complete that many alley-oops with nobody around them.
And Embiid just drop-stepped around him, went to the cup, jammed it hard.
And I'm just like, this dude can do anything.
And there's a revelation. Oh my God, LeBron James is trash.
After several videos had been uploaded to Twitter and Instagram, Joel Embiid's legacy was built without playing a single minute of NBA basketball.
Joel Embiid is one of the bravest men probably on the face of the planet.
I mean, what else is there to see, really? Like, I think I stopped watching basketball for a while, because that's it.
For somebody to go into the NBA injured and then compound that with wanting to date Rihanna, I mean, it doesn't get any braver than that.
Listen, I was watching when Jordan switched hands in the air against the Lakers. I was watching when Vince Carter jumped over the 7-foot Frenchman, dunked it home. I was watching when Kobe Bryant put up 81 against the Raptors. The most impressive thing I've ever seen on a basketball court, Joel Embiid, Instagram video of him working out.
Well, I think 2 years ago, beat writing in American newspapers was in crisis. And what Embiid did was restore the power of narrative, really, to the profession.
To want to date that woman and start in a hole that deep, I don't know any bravery like that.
I often go back to the work of a Uruguayan author named Nando Parrado. He was stranded on a mountain in the Andes for 72 days, and he wrote a book about it called Miracle.
can't smoke in here?
When he wrote that book, he said something, and when I say that he said something, John Malkovich said it for him in the movie Alive. He said that on the mountain, stripped away of all of civilization, all the things that we put on ourselves, consumer goods, other defenders, he found a state of grace. He found God on the mountain. And that's what I saw when Joel Embiid dunked on a 5'8" trainer who gave him an open lane.
Remember how he triumphed in the face of great adversity. That's the story of Joel.